Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here's what you need to do step for step if you're either broke or you're in a rough, tight financial situation so you can start building financial freedom and success. And this is a step-by-step process that I used back in 2017 when I was in a really difficult situation. And it was also ended up being featured in a Business Insider article where they actually break down these steps in detail, and I'll make sure to put the link below. So, step one, you are super broke. You don't come from money. You don't have any family resources. What do you do? I was in this exact situation. I was actually playing junior college football and I only had small offers and I was living paycheck to paycheck in a shoebox dorm room in New York with literally 5 other people. So I was in a rough situation. New York's expensive. I didn't really have much money coming in. And New York, the prices add up. So I thought of this brilliant idea. I'm gonna move back to Houston because I have connections. I had no connections. I didn't know anybody besides friends I went to high school with, but I had family there. I had a little bit of resources, meaning I could sleep on a family's couch or I could probably get by until I figured something out. I was 22 years old. At the time, I had a girlfriend that was convinced that I was full of it and never gonna make money or do anything successful in life. So I said, screw it. I'm done with New York. I'm moving back to Texas. So I go back to Texas. First step, and this is the most important, find a source of income. Whatever this income can be, get it going ASAP. If you have a car, I'd recommend being an Uber driver. Or if you have some ability to get around, do Uber Eats, do something where you can start getting paid every single day just to create some momentum. And I'll kind of break you down what I did. Luckily, I had a car at the time. And it was an older car, but the second I got back, I got approved for Uber and I was Ubering all across the city of Houston. I'd wake up at 8 a.m. and I would literally take breaks, but I would Uber till midnight or something like that. And on the weekends, people would be going out, so I'd make more money Ubering late into the night. Now, in between each one of these rides, what I would do is I would apply for sales jobs with full commission with high earning potential. People underestimate how much you can make in full commission sales jobs, or if you have some type of skill set. Guys, this could be copywriting. This could be engineering, coding. This could be you being really good at social media and you want to build a small business or start something where you become a contractor on things like Fiverr or other areas where you can actually contract and do work for other people. Do something, this is important, do something where you can control your paycheck based off your merit. You don't have to do this, and you can get a normal job, which is absolutely fine, and there's nothing wrong with that because you can move up and make a lot of money. But my point to you is find a source of income where the earning potential, if you succeed, is over 6 figures. For me, I didn't have a college degree. I had no connections, which I told myself I did, but I quickly found out if all I can get is an Uber job driving, I probably don't have connections. So in between these rides, I would apply for sales jobs. Luckily, back when I was 17, 18 years old, I worked in Walmart selling direct TV. I would talk to like 150, 200 people a day. Taught me how to be good in sales, but it was enough to give me, finally, after hundreds and hundreds of applications, an interview. I got that interview and I hustled like crazy. I ended up figuring out how to make 6 figures. I was in a good career, good industry, on outside sales, and I did well. Now, this is where it's most important. If you live in a first world country, especially America, making money, if you actually work hard and find the right industry, is actually a lot easier than we expect. There's a huge economy. This is a $21 trillion economy if you're in the United States. It's very similar total if you talk about all of the European Union. And other first world countries have plenty of opportunities, but you gotta find a way to get in the game. But just because you can make a little bit of money is not going to make you successful, and it's not gonna make you wealthy. It's what you do with it that is. So being disciplined is everything. So let's backtrack. While I was doing all of this, one thing that I did to cut expenses is thank God for my mom, God love her, she let me sleep on her couch for a year. And I got to save up a lot of money. That was a blessing, and I do think it is a competitive advantage that I had. But even if you don't have that, room with a bunch of friends, I don't care if you gotta all have split multiple people in a room, do whatever it takes, but find ways to cut your living expenses, your food expenses, and your day-to-day operating costs to as low as possible in this first 1 to 2 years of this building process. And this goes along with the second step. Don't increase your expenses just because income is coming in. When I landed this job and I was hustling, I was working 60, 70, 80-hour weeks, as I started making more money than I ever made, I didn't start blowing it. I didn't start spending it and buying all these shoes, traveling everywhere, buying all these nice cars. I was conserving and keeping my costs low. Don't adjust your lifestyle until you have so much coming in that you can gradually. One tool that you can use is there's apps, for example, an app called Mint, which can track all of your income coming in and all of your expenses and where your money is flowing every single day. This will give you a better way to budget and allocate your money effectively. 3, I separated my money into different pots. This is important, and this is why you have to be disciplined. The second that paycheck or that income or whatever comes in over a weekly or bi-weekly or monthly basis, immediately before you spend a dime, separate it into different pots. This is how I did it. You can adjust yours accordingly to your income and your situation. Step 1, I was 1099 at the time, so I allocated and made a separate bank account that I literally renamed tax account. And I took about 30 to 35% of my income that came in. The second it hit my account, I would move it into the tax account, so I never had to worry about paying taxes. Next, I set up a savings account, which I had a goal to reach $10,000, which was essentially an emergency fund for anything that crazy could happen over the next year or so I would be fine. Once I hit that $10,000 amount, I had a personal goal to save at least 50% of my income. Now, keep in mind I was able to do this because my expenses were relatively low. Now, I'm not going to expect every single person to get something that high. Many of us have family members, spouses, and a lot more operating costs than I did. Like I said, I was extremely lucky. I was young, and I was able to sleep on a family member's couch. But I would say minimum, no matter what, on your worst week ever, save at least 10% of the money that comes in. If you can hit 50 or even 60 or 70%, God love you, that's amazing. You'll be able to reach your goals even faster. Next, allocate that money. Usually what I would do is about a 50-50 split between my savings and my investments. As your income increases, you can move this up or down. It's completely up to you, as long as you're shifting money into areas that are going to appreciate and increase in value. At the time, what I would do is I would put that 50% bulk. I would take half of that, put it into my savings, and I would put the other half into my investment account. This is where I would invest into stocks, into crypto, into things that I trusted, believed in, and I understood very well. This can also work great if you start a real estate savings account, meaning that you allocate a percentage of that income that you're breaking off each week or each month, and you can use that and put it into a savings account that will allow you to invest into real estate. You can do this with any type of investment, but you have to systemize this. Money comes in, money is allocated, and money starts working, and then you get back to earning income. You're shifting your capital into things that appreciate in value and ultimately will pay you each month so you can become financially free. So many people, they can do this for a month, 6 months, heck, even a year. But then this happens. There's a new car that comes out. There's a new pair of shoes, and they start breaking rules. Be consistent at this, guys. We underestimate how much we can accomplish financially in 10 years, heck, even 5 years, by just being disciplined and following these basic core rules. And step 5 is to always create leverage in your life, whether you're trying to start a business or start investing more aggressively, or you're just planning for the long term. Create leverage where no one can put you in a difficult position by saving enough income to last you anywhere from 3 to 6 months. And if you can get it over a year, then you will be in an unbelievably powerful position. Meaning, let's say you're working at a company and you don't like it. Your boss is rude. You could quit your job and take off 2-3 months and be completely fine. This gives you the leverage to make the decisions that can shape your life so you can ultimately live it the way that you want. So I'm going to leave this link for you guys at the bottom of this video. Implement this in your life immediately. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give me a like, and I'll make sure to keep posting more and more content. As always, you guys can leave comments, follow me on any of the other social medias, and always ask any questions. I'm happy to answer if you message me or direct message me on any single social media site. Other than that, hope you guys have an incredible week, and I'll talk to you guys soon.